There's a man in his late 50s sitting quietly at the edge of a room. He's not the loudest, not the flashiest, and yet women keep glancing in his direction, not because he's trying to be seen, but because he can't be ignored. Most men his age fear becoming invisible, but what they don't realize is this: age doesn't erase attraction, it refines it into something younger men haven't learned to access yet. Thoughtful, and his advantage? It's hidden in something so small. Most men overlook it completely. Presence isn't loud, it's felt. This is not dating advice. This is pattern recognition. As Esther Perel often points out, attraction isn't built on what you say, it's built on what people feel in your presence. Beneath every interaction is a layer of signals, primal, biological, and often invisible to the conscious mind. And when you understand those signals, everything changes. Today, I'm going to walk you through 6 subtle patterns older men use, often without realizing it, that naturally draw women in. And pay close attention, because point number 4 is the most misunderstood. It's where most men think they're doing the right thing, but they're actually pushing attraction away without knowing it. If these hidden patterns are already starting to click for you, do one thing right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The men who lock in early are the ones who actually change the game. Let's begin. The first mistake most men make is over-explaining themselves. They feel the need to fill silence, to justify their thoughts, to make sure they're understood. But here's what her subconscious is actually reading: uncertainty. When you explain too much, it doesn't feel like clarity, it feels like you're trying to secure approval. Attraction doesn't grow in explanation, it grows in emotional space. The fix is simple, but it takes discipline. Say what you mean, then stop. Let your words land. Let silence exist without rushing to fill it. If she asks you something, answer it cleanly, not with a paragraph, not with a defense, just a calm, grounded response. For example, instead of saying, I usually like to stay in, but I can go out sometimes if it's something you enjoy. You say, I enjoy quiet nights more. Then you let it sit. That pause, that's where attraction breathes. The second mistake is reacting too quickly. Most men think responsiveness equals interest, so they jump in fast. They reply instantly. They agree quickly, but her subconscious sees something else. It reads emotional eagerness without grounding. And that creates imbalance. Attraction thrives on emotional pacing, not urgency. The fix? Slow down, physically and verbally. Take a breath before you respond. Let your body relax. Even in conversation, don't rush to answer immediately. A 1-second pause is enough to shift how you're perceived. It communicates control. It communicates presence. And this is where most men get it wrong. They think slowing down means acting distant. It doesn't. It means being deliberate. There's a difference. The third mistake is trying to impress. Men often lean into achievements, stories, or subtle bragging, thinking it builds value. But what her subconscious is actually doing is a subconscious calculation. She's not measuring your success. She's measuring your need to prove it. And when that need is visible, attraction drops. Because true presence doesn't announce itself. It's felt without explanation. The fix here is almost counterintuitive. Instead of trying to impress her, become curious about her. Ask simple, grounded questions. Not interrogations, not interviews. Just genuine curiosity. What do you enjoy about that? And then, listen. Not to respond, not to impress. Just to understand. That shift alone creates a completely different energy. Now here's where things deepen. The fourth mistake, and the most misunderstood one, is over-validating her. This is where men think they're doing everything right. They compliment often. They reassure constantly. They try to make her feel good at every moment. But here's the translation happening beneath the surface. Too much validation, too quickly, feels like emotional overinvestment without depth. It doesn't create safety, it creates pressure, because now she feels like she has to live up to something she didn't earn, and attraction needs space to build. The fix? Be selective with your validation, not cold, not distant, just intentional. Instead of saying, "You're amazing, you're so incredible, I love everything about you," you say, "I like how you think about things." It's grounded, specific, real, and most importantly, it feels earned. That's what creates emotional weight. And this is where most men get it wrong again. They confuse kindness with overextension. But grounded masculinity isn't about giving more. It's about giving with precision. The fifth mistake is avoiding tension. Men often try to keep things smooth, easy, conflict-free. They avoid saying something that might disrupt the moment. But here's what her subconscious reads. Flat energy, no edge, no polarity, and without polarity, attraction fades. Because tension isn't negative, it's necessary. It's what creates emotional movement. The fix is not to create conflict, but to allow natural friction. If you disagree, don't hide it. Say it calmly. I see that differently. No aggression, no defensiveness, just grounded truth. That alone creates a subtle pull. Because now you're not just agreeing to be liked. You're expressing yourself without needing approval. And that's attractive. Now let's pause for a moment. Because everything we've covered leads into something deeper. Women are emotional lie detectors. They don't analyze your words the way you think they do. They feel the alignment or misalignment between what you say, how you say it, and the energy behind it. If your words say confidence, but your body says uncertainty, she feels it instantly. If your tone seeks approval, even subtly, she feels it. Attraction lives in congruence. This is where masculine presence comes in. Not dominance, not control, just calm, grounded initiation. You lead the interaction, not by force, but by clarity. You're not chasing the moment, you're holding it. And when that alignment is there, something shifts. She feels safe, seen, and cherished. Not because you told her she is, but because your presence made it undeniable. Now here's the sixth and final mistake, and it's subtle, trying to say the right thing. Men overthink their words. They search for perfect lines, perfect timing. But attraction doesn't respond to perfection. It responds to authenticity. The moment you start calculating every word, your energy changes, and she feels the disconnect. The fix? Speak simply. Speak honestly. Not everything needs to be clever. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is the most direct. I enjoyed this. That's it. No performance, no script, just truth. Because real connection doesn't come from saying impressive things. It comes from being real enough to not need them. Now let me ask you something. Which one of these hit you the hardest? Was it the silence, the pacing, the validation? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and if you're starting to see how these patterns play out in your own interactions, subscribe and stay close. Because most men never even become aware of this level. But this is only half the equation. Because understanding attraction is one thing. Knowing how to physically express it is something else entirely. And that's where everything either comes together or falls apart. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to turn this into powerful physical connection, starting with how to hug her so she melts. Because presence begins the attraction, but touch completes it. I'll see you there.